of the fabulous Las Vegas Strip proudly presents the all-new Frank Rosenthal Show. With the taping of the Frank Rosenthal Show, we have Mr. Rosenthal and his guest, CPO Sharkey star, Mr. Don Rickles. We're anxiously anticipating the arrival of Mr. Frank Sinatra, our surprise special guest for this evening, Mr. Frank Sinatra. We'll be right back after this short break. Please stay tuned.
Frank Sinatra and Mr. Don Rickles. Frank, this is somewhat of evidence as Don Rickles' career soars that he hasn't forgot the little man. He's here tonight. We appreciate him being here.
Don't make extra trouble for me, Frank. Just do what you're told. Read the lines, what it says on the sign. Help me, I am a dummy. Read the sign.
You may be sorry you asked him here at all.
No, we're happy to have both of you here, Frank.
Okay, now what do you want to do, Frank?
Frank, I was thinking to myself.
We know that.
All seriousness, Frank. We all recognize Don's talent as a great comedian. I think Don would be funny if he were mute. No, seriously, Frank.
We would never get that lucky. Never get that lucky.
How have you been, Frank?
Couldn't be better.
Don?
Thank you, fine.
Good.
$500 to get me off this.
Good.
He'll give $1 million.
Frank, the last time I saw you, other than in person, was at the on television, the World Series in a box seat at Dodger Stadium. And then, then I did see you on this past weekend doing your special for NBC, Contract on Cherry Street. We were all very enthused with it.
Thank you.
Very, very happy.
Get my telegram?
Got it this morning.
Frank, were you not at the Young Norton fight?
Yeah, I was at it. I went in for a few rounds, and then I had to go do the show.
We
had bet on the wrong guy.
Did you?
Yeah.
We had Muhammad Ali over here that night. He came right over the show, and he thought that Young had won that decision. Did you have an opinion about that?
No, I didn't think he won the decision, but I thought that I still think that he's a better fighter than the other guy is. I think he just laid back too long. He's a better counterpuncher. He could have beaten him in the middle rounds, but he didn't. He didn't fight his usual game plan. That's why I think he lost the fight.
Frank, don't you agree, to be champion, you have to be the aggressor? I mean, a counter fighter, it's tough. I mean, a guy that counterpunches.
They'll give it to the aggressor, I think, in most cases.
Yeah,
it's close.
I think that's the case. That's right.
But he's a good fighter. Young is an awful good fighter.
Frank, have you been watching the series of, do you have time to watch CPO Sharkey and Don Rickles at all?
I watch him as much as I could see in the show. And I mean it seriously, that it's a funny show. It really is. If he weren't here, I would tell you that. And he's become a great television personality.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
I've been laughing at this man for like 20 years or better. Easy. And I laugh more and more. I really do.
That's very sweet of you. We do go back, I must say, you say a lot of guys that you have idols and what have you. In our business, we do. I got to be honest. When you say Sinatra, it's kind of a magic number. And in the old days in the Sands, people always wanted to be around him, as you see the turnout in the casino. there's a certain charisma that people in our industry have, and Frank has been blessed with that. He's the first one to acknowledge people and be a regular guy, and you read stories about him, pro and con. But the great thing is that he has that little magic that's extra. And he can sing forever and ever. But what I'm leading up to is down in Miami Beach a lot of years ago. I was naturally doing humor that the world wasn't ready for. And Frank, in his great way, and Jilly, and a lot of good friends came by in this little club called Murray Franklin's. And he started to boost me there. And when Frank said he was rooting for somebody, people seemed to follow along and go by his opinions. And certainly it turned out great for me. And then later on in California, I'll never forget that time with Brad Dexter and Peggy Lee. That's the first time he came to see me in Zardy's Jazzland, a place that no longer exists. The boss got in a cab and took the money. But at that time, Frank came to see me there. So I've been very, very fortunate to have this gentleman root for me as he has.
You know, Don,